What is going on, XRP Army? Welcome back to the channel. Stop everything you are doing. If you thought the ETF approval was big or the SEC lawsuit ending was the climax, you're wrong. Ripple just dropped a bombshell announcement that is effectively a checkmate move for the entire global banking sector. While the retail market is distracted by the daily price chop around $1.90, Ripple has quietly signed a deal that integrates the XRP Ledger into a banking network responsible for over $5 trillion in deposits. You heard that right. Trillion with a T. This isn't a test pilot. This isn't a memorandum of understanding. This is direct hard-coded integration into the core banking software that powers the world's largest financial institutions. In this deep dive, we are breaking down the massive DXC Technology partnership, the launch of the Ripple Treasury platform, and why this specific move is the Trojan horse that finally unleashes the utility floodgates we have been waiting for. Let's start with the bombshell, the DXC Technology partnership. Most people have never heard of DXC, and that's exactly why this is so bullish. DXC runs the Hogan core banking platform. This platform is the operating system for hundreds of tier 1 banks globally. It manages 300 million accounts and holds $5 trillion in deposits. On January 21st, 2026, Ripple officially integrated its custody and payment rails directly into the Hogan platform. This means that for a bank CEO, using XRP or RLUSD is no longer a massive IT project that takes years. It is now a simple software update. They just flip a switch. This is the Apple App Store moment for banking. Ripple didn't just build an app, they got their app pre-installed on the iPhone of banking. We need to talk about Ripple Treasury. On January 28th, just a few days ago, Ripple officially launched this new platform powered by their acquisition of Treasury. This is not for you and me. This is for corporate CFOs. Imagine you are the CFO of Tesla or Apple. You have cash stuck in 40 different countries. Moving it takes days and costs a fortune. Ripple Treasury allows these giants to use RLUSD and XRP to move that liquidity instantly, 24/7. This product is now live. We are talking about institutional utility that bypasses the speculative crypto exchanges entirely. This volume doesn't show up on CoinGecko immediately, but it hits the ledger, and when it hits the ledger, it burns XRP. Furthermore, let's analyze the hidden utility. Why is the mainstream media ignoring this? Because it's boring infrastructure news. But in crypto, boring is where the billionaires are made. The integration with DXC means that Ripple has effectively bypassed the need to sign up banks one by one. They went straight to the infrastructure provider. It's like selling your product to Walmart instead of trying to open 1,000 lemon stands. This creates a network effect that is instant. Once one bank on the Hogan platform activates the feature and sees the cost savings, the other 100 banks have to follow suit or lose their competitive edge. It is a domino effect waiting to happen. We also have to address the timing. Why drop this news now? We are heading into XRP Community Day on February 11th. Ripple executives are lining up the chess pieces. They know that once the market understands the scale of the DXC partnership, that $5 trillion number, the repricing will be violent. They are giving the smart money a chance to position themselves before the retail crowd wakes up. We are seeing on-chain evidence of this. Wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP have added to their position significantly since the DXC announcement. They are buying the news before it becomes a headline. Finally, look at the price disconnect. XRP is hovering just under $2.0. It feels suppressed, but price is a lagging indicator. Fundamental value is a leading indicator. The fundamental value of the network just increased by $5 trillion in potential reach. The price has not moved yet. This gap between value and price is the opportunity. It is the spring being compressed, and when that spring releases, it won't care about resistance levels. It will blow right through them. Now, let's pivot to the engine that powers this new banking machinery, the Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD. While everyone was watching the DXC news, something crazy happened on the charts for RLUSD. On January 30th, 2026, just days ago, RLUSD trading volume skyrocketed by 135% in a single day. This is not a coincidence. This is the plumbing coming online. When banks start testing these new treasury rails, they don't start with XRP, which is volatile. They start with RLUSD. But here's the secret that the critics miss. RLUSD needs XRP to function. Let's break down the bridge mechanism. In the new Ripple Treasury platform, when a bank wants to swap RLUSD for euros or yen, the automated market maker, AMM, on the XRP Ledger handles that trade. And what is the bridge asset in the AMM? It is XRP. XRP is the grease in the gears. You cannot have high volume RLUSD usage without creating high velocity demand for XRP. That 135% spike in stablecoin volume is a leading indicator of future XRP demand. It's like seeing smoke before the fire. The fire is coming. We need to talk about the Bitwise ETF data. We have seen net inflows into the Bitwise XRP ETF this week, specifically around the $343 million mark on single trading days. This might sound small compared to Bitcoin, but for an altcoin ETF, this is massive consistent buying. And remember, the ETF issuers like Bitwise are legally required to buy real XRP. They can't buy paper XRP or derivatives. They have to buy spot. So we have a supply squeeze coming from two directions. The ETFs locking up supply in vaults, and the new banking integrations, DXC, Hogan, locking up liquidity in payment channels. This is a pincer movement on the supply. Furthermore, let's look at the Clarity Act catalyst. There are rumors swirling in Washington that the Clarity Act, a bill that would give US banks the final green light to hold crypto directly, is moving forward. The DXC partnership is a bet on this passing. DXC wouldn't integrate Ripple into a $5 trillion banking platform if they thought the US government was going to ban it. This is a vote of confidence from the corporate sector. They know something we don't. They are preparing the infrastructure so that the moment the gavel drops in the Senate, they are live on day one. Let's discuss the institutional FOMO, fear of missing out. We are seeing a shift in the narrative. For years, institutions asked, is XRP safe? Now, with the ETF live and the DXC partnership signed, they are asking, am I underallocated? The career risk has flipped. It used to be risky to buy XRP. Now it is risky not to have exposure to the only asset that is integrated into the core banking system. When a portfolio manager sees that 300 million bank accounts are about to be XRP enabled, they have to hedge that bet. They have to buy. Finally, we have to touch on the liquidity crisis on exchanges. If you try to buy $10 million worth of XRP on Coinbase right now, you will slip the price significantly. The order books are thin. This is because the market makers are pulling their liquidity to use it in the more profitable DeFi pools and AMMs on the ledger. This thin liquidity is dangerous for bears. It means that it takes very little buying volume to push the price up rapidly. A single large order from a DXC partner bank could trigger a 20% candle in minutes. The market is fragile to the upside. So, Ripple just dropped a bombshell. But what is next? Mark your calendars for February 11th and 12th, 2026. This is XRP Community Day. Ripple executives, including Brad Garlinghouse and Monica Long, are scheduled to speak. With the DXC news already out, the community is expecting them to connect the dots. We might hear the names of the specific banks that are going live on the Hogan platform. If they announce a name like Bank of America or Wells Fargo, both Hogan clients, the 2.0 resistance will look like a joke. We will be in price discovery mode instantly. What is your strategy? The strategy is information asymmetry. You know about the DXC deal. You know about the $5 trillion integration. The average retail investor does not. They are looking at a line on a chart. You are looking at the fundamental rewiring of the global financial system. My strategy is simple. I am not selling a single drop of XRP below previous all-time highs, $3.84. The fundamental value has grown 10x since 2018, yet the price is lower. That is a math error that the market will correct. I am using this consolidation period to accumulate more. A critical warning, as we approach the Feb 11 event, the volatility will spike. Whales will try to stop hunt. They will dump the price to 180 or 175 to scare you out of your position right before the announcement. Do not fall for it. This is a game of psychology. If you sell your XRP to a whale today, you will be buying it back from them at $5 out. Also, beware of the giveaway scams. With big events like Community Day, scammers will flood YouTube with fake videos of Brad Garlinghouse. They will promise to double your money. It is a lie. Never send your crypto to anyone. Keep it on your ledger. Keep it safe. Let's talk about the long game. The DXC partnership is not a 1-month play, it is a 10-year play. We are talking about replacing Swift. That doesn't happen overnight. But the bombshell is that the rails are now laid. The train is on the tracks. The only thing left is for the conductor to blow the whistle. You have a ticket on this train. Do not jump off just because it hasn't left the station yet. The engine is revving. The bottom line is this. The DXC Hogan integration is the most significant fundamental news in Ripple's history. Arguably bigger than the court victory. It validates the technology at the highest level of banking. The price hasn't reacted yet, which is your blessing. It is your final chance to front run the $5 trillion wall of money. The bombshell has dropped. The shockwave is coming. Are you ready to ride it? Thank you so much for watching this deep dive. If this video opened your eyes to the massive news the media is hiding, please smash that like button. It helps us educate the army. Subscribe and hit the notification bell because I will be live on Feb 11 to cover every second of the Community Day announcements. Stay strong, stay diamond, and I will see you on the moon. Peace.